Welcome back, everybody, to Market Movers on a Tuesday. My name is Dan Coop. Thanks for joining us for day 2 of Market Movers here, presented by Sport Trade. An unbelievable Monday Night Football. We had 2 games with unbelievable swings throughout them. I guess if you were on a side, not necessarily if you were trading straight up the Eagles against the Vikings, because my Birds, as you can see, just straight up dominated the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins could not wait to get back on the plane. And with that, we're going to bring in someone who you're going to see a lot on this feed. It's our founder and CEO, Alex Kane. Alex, thanks so much for joining us. It is Victory Tuesday here in Philadelphia and the surrounding area. How are you feeling? It is a great way to start. Birds 2-0. A lot of the power ranking pundits seem to be booking their flights to Arizona. Can you imagine a Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl? Yeah. It doesn't sound likely. I'm going to do a little triaging here on Alex's microphone. It sounds like, and you in the chat, let me know if you're able to hear him as we go on. Alex, I'll just ask you another question here. Eagles started trading at 57. Might have been the easiest trade of the night between both games and the total and the spreads. You were there. What was the stadium like?
It was electric. Can you still hear me?
I don't know. Keep talking. We'll find out.
Okay. It was electric. I think it was, there was a lot of energy going into the night, like both sides, like obviously really exciting. And then, yeah, it was actually really cool to sit in the stadium and then open up the Sport Trade app and watch how quickly the prices change after every play, which is really cool. So I actually found myself looking at my phone and having it on my lap for most of the evening.
Okay, we can hear you. So we've triaged that situation here. Our production team of one. Just an absolute domination, right? The Eagles go out. Jalen Hurts leads probably his best game as a professional athlete, 333 yards passing, 57 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. As I mentioned, the Eagles at $57 per contract really cashed easily. The best trade of the evening, though, probably without question, Eagles minus 9.5. Somebody on Sport Trade bought it at $28.50. We're able to sell it out at around $60 at halftime. That's the activity we're really looking for, Alex.
100%. I think, you don't really go into a traditional sports book thinking I'm going to get in on this price and get on at that price. And for most people that know, cashing out at a traditional sports book comes with, the traditional bookmaker margin plus some. So if they're giving you you place a $100 bet and you have an $85 cash out, you can see then and there, like, wait a minute, I just put in 100, it's worth 85. So as you go out through the game, whatever the cash out value is, you're kind of getting shorted by about 15%. On Sport Trade, that doesn't exist, right? The value is the value. It's determined by the market. So when this customer sold out at 60 in game, the buy price is probably around 61 or 62. So it's a very tight spread and allows you to do that frictionlessly without a delay, which is so critical to be able to build a whole new customer experience, and that is trading sports.
Do you anticipate, because the Eagles have come out with their hair on fire collectively, do you anticipate we may be seeing their prices go up week to week, or do you still think it's going to be matchup based? And in your view of how these markets are being priced, how much is past performance now an indicator of future pricing?
Well, what we've seen early on is that the markets are fairly feedback based. What does that mean? And we've seen some large trades come into our platform. We've had hundreds of contracts traded last night, pre-game and in play. We're seeing a large percentage of our trades that are happening be risk off in nature for customers, meaning they're cashing out of open positions, which is really great to see. And that means if customers are placing large trades, the markets are moving based on those large trades. On a sports book, you don't get that. You get place a bet, and either it's accepted or it's partially accepted or it's not, and the price kind of just stays the same. This is a much more dynamic experience. So really, it's going to be on the traders to determine what the prices are. And as they buy a team, we've even seen some huge movements already this week on the week 3 matchups because the markets are so feedback based. So I haven't had the chance to check the Eagles, and folks are going to figure out why I haven't looked at any of the prices for week 3 just yet. later in the show. But yeah, very feedback based. And we've seen that already. I mean, customers have come in with very large trades and has moved the market. The market's come back. In some cases, the market moves against them. In some cases, the market moves in their favor. But I mean, that's a testament in the essence of what we built with the exchange.
And getting filled. No problems here with liquidity on Sport Trade. Deep liquidity, tight markets, tight pricing, no issues getting whatever kind of money you want to get down. We'll flip quickly to the other Monday Night Football game last night, the first Monday Night Football game, which was Titans-Bills. Now, this presented a very, very interesting scenario, sportsbook versus sport trade, right? A very hot market was the over in this game, Alex, which was 49.5. Why is it interesting? Well, the Bills led 41-7 with 20 minutes to go in the football game, and nobody ever scored again because both teams ended up like an NBA blowout, getting rid of their benches. They emptied the benches. Josh Allen sat, everyone else sat for the Bills, and then they just basically stopped scoring points. 41-7 at one point, Alex, was trading at $95 on Sport Trade, and you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, this is an absolute lock. There's no reason for me to move because this is going to cash. Except it didn't, including ESPN and Sport Trade contributor Anita Marks, who joined us yesterday at halftime to talk about it. Here she is.
Anita, let me ask you. I feel like I know the answers here now that you're up $130 with the over coming very close to being clinched here between the Bills and Titans. What are you doing in the second half? I assume you're just going to stay pat.
Oh, I'm going to ride it out. Are you kidding? I did not expect the over to hit 41 points for the Buffalo Bills, and we still have an entire fourth quarter to go.
Unfortunately, this is a scenario, Alex, in which the diamond hands did not pay off for Anita
Correct.
Marks. Here's Anita's trade. She got in at $44.50 for the over 49.5. And again, it was trading at $95. She could have sold it for in the fourth quarter, at which point, as you just heard, she was like, nope, I'm sticking it out. This is the big difference, right? You're seeing the money bar. You're seeing down $89 in her position. She had two contracts at $44.50. She ends up with nothing. When on Sport Trade, it doesn't have to be that way, right? This is what we talk about when we are talking about the Sport Trade difference, which sounds very marketing-y, but that truly is what we're talking about here.
100%, and it happened in the Eagles game. I think we listed over 48.5, and that was well over $50, which is where it started the game, in the second quarter and even at halftime. And of course, there were no points scored in the last 30 minutes of that game. I mean, and sitting in the stands watching that contract just go down. The Eagles would drive and then would turn the ball over. Then the Vikings would drive. They had an interception at the goal line. And what ended up happening was, by the next time you're looking, the contract price is $10 and it was trading $60. So there's a lot of ways to play it. You could have got into the game, bought the over, watched some points be scored early, sold out of the over for a profit, and then hopped back in on the under and watch that appreciate in value and either trade out of that or ride it to its eventual expiry settlement price of $100.
Well, what ended up happening was Anita's play initially was to buy the over and then sell it at halftime. But because it was sort of a slow roll in the second half, the Bills, I think, put up 24 points in the third quarter or something like that, completely skewed the game plan for her. She was joking that she's going to be able to afford a lot of Starbucks this morning. I texted her this morning and said, it looks like your Starbucks just turned into Folgers. But that's what happens when you are applying maybe a different mindset than a trading mindset, right? We're trying to sort of rejigger in everyone's minds how they can approach sports betting. And this is just the perfect example of avoiding a bad beat. Alex is going to try to avoid a bad beat here as well as we are revving up a brand new segment on the program. This is The Price is Tight. Please don't sue me. So the conceit of this segment, for lack of a better term, is Alex and I are going to go through all of the games on the Week 3 NFL slate. We are going to try to guess the price for each team to win the football game. Obviously, on Sport Trade, there are several markets. There are winners, spreads and totals. This will be Alex and I going back and forth trying to figure it out, and we'll keep score. And then at the end, we will see just who wins week 3. And then hopefully we'll be able to keep doing it and keeping score. But Alex, so the first game that we discussed, it's Steelers and the Browns, a Thursday night matchup between two quarterbacks nobody wants to see, but I'm sure this will outrate every NBA game that is played with the exception of maybe Christmas Day. Your guess, you had the Browns at 43. I had the Browns at 65. It is the Browns at 67. So I take the first one. Ravens and Pats. Feel free to opine. Feel free to hop in here. Ravens and Pats. Alex, you said the Ravens at 58. I had the Ravens at 67. Alex, you get that one. It is the Ravens at 60. I was surprised at that one. I thought the Patriots didn't look all that great. I think offensively, not much to write home about. They beat who was probably going to end up proving to be a pretty pedestrian Steelers team in week 2. So I was sure the Ravens are going to be 67. I was surprised to see them at 58, or at 60 rather.
Yeah, and the nice thing about this is that it's a much more approachable way to enter the conversation. You know, you don't have to hear Ravens minus 160. You know, there's so many people, they're like, what does that mean? You know, it's kind of easier to think about, like, what is the probability, I think, that the Ravens will win this game? I will very likely lose this week and every week thereafter. However, and it's because I don't know too much about the NFL, but I think it is if you had asked me, like, if we played this game with American odds, right, it would be really hard to figure out, like, even who was closer, right? If I said minus 160 and you said minus 200 and it was minus 180, you know, who's theoretically closer to the true price? It's no longer simple arithmetic. So
no.
I'm glad I won one. My over under for this week, if there's 15 games, I think I'm going to get 6.5. 5.5.
There are 16 games, 32 teams, 16 games. You did a lot better than I think you realize.
Wow.
You're a much better market maker than I think you think. Next game, Saints Panthers, another game that if you're watching this and you live outside of the New Orleans or Charlotte area, consult a doctor. I don't know what's wrong with you. Saints, Alex's guess was 59. Mine was Saints 54. Alex, the Saints are indeed at 59 on the button. You got that one exactly.
Luck. I guess most games are between like 35 and 65, you know, I'd imagine. You sent me the link with the record next to each team.
Yeah.
And had there been no football watched by me on either on some of these teams, which is true. I kind of went off the record. I know that the Panthers lost to the Giants last week. We saw a lot of trading activity on that game. Some good activity on both sides, pregame and in play. And, you know, the Giants winning that game tells me that, and the Saints playing the Buccaneers tough is kind of how I approach that. It's like, well, maybe it's a 60-40 game.
Well, and if anybody listening or watching on YouTube or Twitter has any leans in these games, definitely let us know. Hop into the comment section. Send us a tweet if you're watching on Twitter as well. Just let us know what it is that you're looking at, and we'll absolutely talk about it and riff back and forth on it. The next market, Alex, Texans and Bears. Again, the week 3 slate, leaving a lot to be desired. You had the Bears at 60. I had the Bears at 52. I think the Texans have shown a little bit more than what the market makers are giving them credit for. Alex, you got that one as well. It's 58.5. So Alex is up 3-1 so far in this. The price is tight here. Chiefs and Colts. This one was a real barn burner. Alex had the Chiefs at 77. I had the Chiefs at 76. 72. So we clawed one back there. But both of us definitely on the Chiefs. The Colts have been just absolutely terrible. If you read the Indy Star, if you follow any of the writers out there, just an absolute dumpster fire. And they are crushing Frank Reich this week, and the GM as well. I mean, it's been ugly. This one is a wild one. One of the most intriguing matchups of the weekend, Alex, Bills and Dolphins. You have a Dolphins team coming off a fourth quarter in which Tua Tagovailoa threw for 199 yards and 4 touchdowns just in the fourth quarter, and a Bills team that looks dead set on just crushing everybody. So to me, the question is, who are the real Miami Dolphins? They're 2-0, but didn't look great against the Patriots. They won just 20-7 in week 1, but they definitely turned some heads when they came back and beat the Ravens on Sunday. My guess was Bills 81. Do you remember what your guess was?
Less than that.
Your guess was 68 for the Bills, and the market is Bills 68.5.
And I swear I haven't looked at any of these. I mean, it's kind of luck. I mean, I don't know. It's 80s. That seems like a lot.
80 does seem like a lot, but it wouldn't be the first time that we have had somebody priced in the 80s for a game. Two of them last week were in the 80s. Rams Falcons was 81-19.
And some great activity on that game. I think there were customers out there buying the Falcons at a penny stock.
Some people got them at 50 cents and sold out at $10. I mean, that's just trading. That's sports trading right there. That's what we want. That's the activity we're trying to promote here.
Mm-hmm.
Next game, Lions and Vikings. Alex, you had the Vikings at 55. I had the Vikings at 53. The Vikings are trading at $69 per contract. This is shocking to me. Did anybody watch the game last night? The Vikings could not wait to get back on their charter and get back to Minneapolis. Couldn't wait.
I think Slay on the Eagles was the most targeted receiver or set of hands for Kirk Cousins there.
Yeah,
I mean he almost had 4 interceptions
without question. His wife was on Twitter saying, "What are you doing? Don't come home. You should have had 4 interceptions." Alex is taking a commanding lead here. Alex, you're up 5-2. I need to start making a bit of a run here. Okay, next market: Bengals and Jets. You had the Jets at 54. I have the Bengals at 60. So we're actually head-to-head on this one for the first time. It is actually Bengals at 67.5. No respect for the Jets whatsoever. A lot of people who work at Sports Trade, diehard Jets fans, they're always talking to me about, oh, Zach Wilson's going to be so great. Oh, this guy's so good. Oh, Carl Lawson's back. We're going to be so good. People don't think so. Joe Flacco is your quarterback. Not happening. So I get that one.
Not a lot of respect for Jets playing at home. I mean, I was off by a whopping 30 percentage points there. So not good.
Yeah, a little bit of a wide market. That's okay. Wider than anything you'll see on Sports Trade. Next market: Raiders and Titans. Alex, you said the Raiders 55. I said Titans 52. So this is the second consecutive market that we're going head to head. It is Raiders 55. So you were right on there. Hard to believe.
That's. I mean, look at the Raiders to me are a better team, but we'll see. I mean, that's the cool thing about this. It's a quotable thing. If you disagree and you think that the Titans, should be closer to 50, if the Raiders are 55, it means the Titans are around 45 with no spread. It means you could probably buy them around 46 on Sports Trade.
Yeah.
We've super tight prices here, to borrow the lexicon of the name of the segment. The price is tight. I mean, I think that's one of the coolest things, right? Like, let's say there's a 50-50 market out there. On traditional sportsbook, you have to buy either side at about 52.5.
Yeah.
So you have to pay so far above and beyond the fair market value that it just eats away. I mean, anyone that's ever placed a $100 bet before at, even money, you only win back 91 for every 100. So, you start to really have to win more than you lose pretty significantly to make, to be profitable. And I think for Sports Trade, like, one of the nice things is, like, if something's 50-50, you could probably buy either side around 50.5 or 51, which is, a massively reduced spread.
So Alex now up 6-3. Not looking good for me here. Okay, Eagles and Commanders. Alex has the Eagles at 66. I said Eagles at 70. It is Eagles at 72. Comeback season for your boy here. Next one, Chargers and Jaguars. You had the Chargers at 60. I said Chargers at 73. It is Chargers at 76.5. If you're noticing the lights going off, maybe they're telling me to wrap, but it's actually a motion sensor that goes off and I don't move for a little while. So fortunately, we have the lights. I get that one. Chargers at 73. It was 76.5. So now it's 6-5. Rams, Cardinals. This one kind of surprised me. We're both on the Rams here. You had the Rams at 61, Alex. I had the Rams at 67. It is Rams at 63.5. So you get that one. We almost split that one exactly. Yeah, Matt, if you want to come in and turn the lights back on, that would be great. Matt Schwartz, everybody, coming in and help me turn the lights back on. There we go. Now you can see me again. This is what teamwork looks like at a startup. So now, Alex, you got that one. So you're up 7-5 with the last couple markets left. We have 4 markets left. 7-5. Yeah, okay. That adds up. Falcons, Seahawks. This one, to me, pretty tough. I think these might be the 2 worst teams in the NFL this year. Falcons have actually been a really interesting trading team. I mentioned that somebody got them at 50 cents last week, sold them at 10. I mean, the Seahawks somehow beat Russell Wilson to the Broncos in week 1, Alex, but they looked terrible the week after that. I mean, the Falcons have found themselves in gigantic holes the first 2 weeks. They were able to pull themselves back and cover, which is great if you're trading on those, but this is just to win. They've just been terrible. You had Seahawks at 75. I had Seahawks at 56 just because these 2 teams are so bad. And it is 54-5. So I got that one. It's 7-6. We're clawing close. This may be the game of the week on Sport Trade. Packers and Bucks. This is a real PIR moment here. Bucks 61 from you. Bucks 60 from me. You try to one-up me. Try to go $1 over on me. The problem, Alex, is that the market is actually 56. So I got that one. We're knotted up at 7 apiece. Price is tight, and now the score is even tighter. It's 7-7 going into the last 2 markets. How you feeling?
I'm shocked I got to this point, and if there was a market on me beating you this week, I'm selling out. I bought in early. I probably already sold out and had paper hands when I was up 1-0.
We have a graphic for that too, just FYI.
Great.
Niners and Broncos. Yeah, you look thrilled. Niners and Broncos. Again, head-to-head on this one. Alex had the Broncos at 54. I had the Niners at 65. This one could be a little contentious. It is the Niners at 52.5. So you were closer price-wise, but I had the right team. So I'm making the executive decision of giving myself that one.
100%.
Okay. All right. So 8-7 for me. So this is it. So if Alex can get this one, it comes down to Monday Night Football. It's 8-7. If he can get this one, then we tie for week 1. Cowboys and Giants. Alex, do you remember your guess?
I think I said Giants like 60 or something.
Giants at 61. I had Giants at 57.
Okay.
This is for the marbles, all of them, every single
The
marble.
money bar is flying around right now.
Money bar is flying around. The competitors here unable to trade out right now, unlike on Sport Trade, but we're just waiting with bated breath. The market is Giants 56.5, which means
very nice.
Dan has won week 1, as you can see, 9-7. The price is tighter for Dan than it is for Alex. That was fun.
I'm thrilled I got this close. What an honor and privilege it was to be competitive.
Well, I'm one of the best, so I don't know what to tell you. Really dominated that entire time. Alex, don't want to overstay our welcome here on Twitter and on YouTube. If you do have any comments in the stream, we got one. Thanks to Black Wing here, hoping for a Discord channel one day. We will be launching a Discord channel, and as you can see there on the chat, at Sport Trade, telling Black Wing, we'll let you know when our Discord is live. Black Wing, in the remaining couple minutes, let us know if you have any trades that you are eyeing up for this weekend, and we'll be sure to talk about it. Alex, about the first week out of the way with Sport Trade now out publicly, how's it been going? Give us your thoughts. How are you feeling?
Feeling really awesome. It's people have asked me that, and it's like each trade that comes through is just as magic as the last one. We have to do something with our first trader, someone that's a connection of someone that works here. Also is one of our first people that gave us user feedback. So that was a cool moment. I've seen some really large trades, and I've seen people trade in and out. And that's the cool thing. You know, someone trading 12 times during a Louisville game and ending up the game with 0 position. That's not something you just can't easily do that anywhere else, especially if you're trying to get the best price. And that's the magic of Sport Trade. So it's been really cool to see people adopt trading and heading into the app and seeing every time they, Vikings were down last night, seeing another trade as they go down, people trying to buy the dip. Of course, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
So I had a friend, I used to live in Louisville. I had a friend who texted me who has been trading on Sport Trade and he said, hey, you covered Louisville. What are you thinking against Florida State? And I said, Louisville sucks. Absolutely take Florida State. So we set a limit order at $40 to get Florida State, in which it was filled. And then I got tired and I told him, do whatever you want to do with it. He sold it. And then, of course, Florida State came back and actually won the football game. So there you go. That's unfortunately what happens when you get advanced aged, I suppose. Alex has no idea what that's like.
Not yet.
We do have a question, Alex. Can you find a way to display the liquidity in the app, which we do? Do you want to explain?
Yes, sure. So if you head over, press buy or sell on anything, and what will take you to is the order window, which defaults to market buy. So let's take the Jets. The Giants, you said were 56.5, right, for this week, Dan?
Let me go find it, and we'll show you in real time.
Perfect. So it was about 56.5, 57. You tap buy, and that's the contract price. And underneath that, there's like a little like X number, right? Maybe it's like 100 contracts are available at that price.
What this shows is 90.5.
90.5, right? So there's 90, let's call it 90 contracts available at that price of, what was the price, 57?
56 right now.
56, perfect. So that means you could buy 90 at 56, but like it doesn't end there. Like you could buy more. If you put in more of a price, the price might start to slide up. And that's how, if you have a larger trade in capital markets and you place a market buy, the exchange tries to find like the best possible lowest seller on the other side. And that might give you a little bit of price slippage. Or you can say, you know what, I want to buy at my own price. I want to buy my 56 contracts, but I want to buy 200 at that price. And I don't want to slip any higher than 56. Head over to limit order and place your limit order for 200 contracts, let's say, and 90 will be immediately filled because that's what's available. And then 110 will now be the amount that you're willing to buy at that price of 56. So that's how you see the liquidity. It is kind of further back in the app. We do want that to kind of be in the background and have it just work for you as a customer. But if you are interested, head over to the market buy or limit buy tab, and you can see under the prices, that little X, that's what tells you how many contracts are available at that price.
Alex, perfectly explained. Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure you join us every day around 4 o'clock here at Market Movers. Tomorrow we have Amanda Rose. We are super excited to have her come in. We're going to talk a little bit of golf, a little bit of NFL. We are going to break down the hottest video from over the weekend, Alex, which was, of course, Bryson DeChambeau getting tied up in a rope on the Live Tour, I believe. Amanda's going to break it all down for us in her very specific way that she always does. Alex, thanks so much for joining us today. Eagles, they're 2-0. We're 2-0 here at Market Movers. We'll see everybody here right back tomorrow at the same time, 4 o'clock. Have a great day.